any kind of work. Sorry, carpentry and all that kind of manual kind of work he used to do. So one fine day he has to meet one client of his, one person who needs good in terms friendship also, some work also was assigned. So he took his car and he started from his home. On the way, his tire got punctured. The car tire got one nail, so it got punctured. And so he stopped the car, then he took out his tool bag and he had a Stephanie, so he was removing that. And so while doing all this, he was using one hammer to pull out the nail, the other side of that. And it so happened that the front part of the hammer, the iron part, slipped out from the handle of, and it fell directly on his feet. And it hurted him very much. He shouted like that. Anyways, he did some malampatti, and it became very, very late, almost 1.5 hours late he became to reach. And he reached and his friend saw there's a patti in his leg. And he became late also. He asked, what happened? So he told, car got punctured, I was repairing, it fell, okay. And then they went to the whole day work, and there was hot sun, he was sweating profusely, and then it was lunchtime. So when he was opening his dabba for lunch, it so happened that it got misbalanced, the entire lunch fell on the ground.
My God.
So he could not eat also anything. And the place was a little remote, there was no restaurant or canteen nearby, like that. So the man shared whatever food he had. He said, no, it's my mistake, why should I take your food? So Jagdeep didn't accept his food also. Like that. And then when he was about to return, then he got a call from one of his other clients. That the work which he has done there is some serious problem in that, and the customer is very unhappy, that. So this happened. So when he was returning, this particular friend with whom he was, so he was dropping him back to his place. So when this friend was dropping him back to his place, so he dropped Jagdeep to his house, and he saw when Jagdeep was about to enter his house, there was a tamarind tree outside his home. You know tamarind? Tamarind in English. So there was a tamarind tree. So Jagdeep went and embraced the tamarind tree tightly for 2 minutes. And then he went inside. So man was surprised what he was doing. So next day he met Jagdeep again for the work purpose. He told, Jagdeep, can I ask you a question? He told, yes, Paji. Paji means in
Punjabi.
Paji means brother. Oh, Paji means brother. So, yes, Paji. Oh, yesterday when I dropped you at home, before entering the home, I saw you embrace one tamarind tree. Why you did that like that? And they told, oh, Paji, yesterday it was a not so good day for me. I got punctured, hammer fall on my leg, and
Lunch box was
the lunch fell, the client was upset, and while returning, his car broke down, so he has to give in repair to mechanic only. So that's why the friend dropped him. So many bad days like that. So he told, this is my everyday. Before I enter home, I embrace this tree. Well, because this tree is my very close friend. His name is Tamaranda Singh. What his name is? Tamaranda Singh. And he told, Jagdeep told that, Paji, my family does not deserve the sore experiences which I am going through in my life. So therefore, before I enter my home, I deposit all the soreness of my heart Tamaranda Singh. And Tamaranda Singh anyways likes sourness. Because tamarind is khatta. So it's a win-win situation. Tamarind Singh likes sourness, and my family doesn't deserve my sour experiences. So I go inside and I deal with my family very nicely. I talk nicely to my wife, I caress my children, I bow down to my parents. So then our friend asked, "Oh Jeffrey, I'm very surprised by your such a positive attitude. How do you, what's the secret of your positivity? Huh? What do you do for this? Do you have some close friend of yours? Because definitely you are depositing your sourness in tamarind tree. It's very nice to hear, but over the time things might be penting up. So you will be needing someone to vent out your frustrations. Huh? So what is the secret? Who is that? I think your wife is looks like that person on whom you went out, right? He told, yes, Paji, my wife is definitely a very good friend of mine, but she is not the person whom I do this venting out. Well, then what you do? Well, Paji, I go and pray to God, like that you do. So then the man became little, trying to tease him. Oh, so Jagdeep, you mean to say, when difficulties come, soreness comes, just pray to God and everything will be alright? That you mean like that? This means your solution appears very impractical. Huh? If this starts happening, the problem is there, just pray to God and problem vanishes. So it looks like you are speaking some nice flowery philosophy, but it doesn't look practical. How does praying to God help? He told, Paji, well, when I pray to God, I don't expect God to take away the problem. But when I pray to God, when I connect to God through prayers and I express my heart to God, whatever it may be, good or bad, then because I connect to the supreme source of positivity, I feel a great sense of shelter, a great sense of belongingness to some higher power, a great sense of protection. And because of which, although my problems don't go away, but I get the strength and mind to deal with the problem in a positive attitude. Then the friend would, So then the friend would, Jagdeep, very nice. Then Jagdeep explained. So similarly, Jagdeep explained that when we pray to Krishna, when we pray to God, it's not that your problems are going to go away. Sometimes when we are new in spiritual life, or when we take to spiritual path, we may have this wrong notion. Prabhuji, I'm chanting Hare Krishna from last 1 year. Why still problems are coming in my life? Sometimes boys ask question. Problems should not come because I'm chanting Hare Krishna. No. You have to understand what chanting is helping you for. Krishna never promises that he will take away your problems. He doesn't promise us that. Krishna God also. But if you connect with Krishna by chanting Hare Krishna, the chanting of the holy names will give you that willpower, that determination, that mental strength, the positive mental attitude, that you will not be disturbed by the problems. Problems will be there, but it will not affect your cool. It will not affect your mental composure. And thus, you will be in a more better frame of mind to decide the course of action you want to take to deal with that situation. That's what the prayers and chanting Hare Krishna helps. And if you don't do that, then your uncontrolled mind can make a mole-like problem into a mountain-like problem. People become short-tempered in this world, or people make a mole into a mountain. Means a small problem, but to make it very big. Why? Because they carry a negative attitude in their life. They carry a depressing attitude. So it is very important that we cultivate the right attitudes in life, the positive attitude. Now when we talk about positivity, positive attitude, so many corporate companies, they keep giving so many seminars on, personality development, positive thinking, so many YouTube videos all on positive thinking. But actually, the real secret of positive thinking is given by Lord Krishna in Bhagavad Gita. From where all this thing starts, we have to go to the root. Once you know the root, then you will be able to be really positive. Otherwise, simply saying positivity will not bring you positivity. And you may be trying to be positive externally, but internally you will be fearful. For example, suppose you are in Hyderabad and you want to go to a particular place, but the map which you have with you is a map of Delhi. So can you reach anywhere in Hyderabad while using the map of Delhi?
No.
You can be as positive as you can. Somebody can motivate, be positive, you will reach. Yes, be positive, man. Yes, be positive. When the very wrong is map, when the very map is wrong, no matter how much you give yourself boost of positivity, you can never reach the right place. How can you reach any place in Hyderabad with the map of Delhi? It's impossible. You will be misdirected. Similarly, when people's very foundation of life, when their value system, when their belief system, when their philosophical system, when these very systems are itself corrupted, or they have a wrong value map, wrong principles of life, then no matter how much they give themselves boost of positivity, they will always remain fearful, depressed, lonely, and disturbed in life. Because the very foundation, the value system itself is wrong. Therefore, Bhagavad Gita, what it does, first of all, Bhagavad Gita provides you the right map, the right value system, the right map. Once you get the right map, then even if you don't have so much positivity, but once you have got the right map, then you are sure to reach your destination, even it may take a little more time. Like you have the map of Hyderabad, and the place you want to reach may be a little far, but the inner confidence comes, I am in the right direction. I may reach a little late, I may get distracted also on the way, I may enter some restaurant, I may enter some cinema. Similarly, when somebody comes to Krishna consciousness, spiritual life, and study Bhagavad Gita, associate with devotees, and learn the right value system, it may take time depending upon our individual sincerity. When can we reach the goal? And we may get distracted also on the way by some lower tendency, by some different distractions. You remember Bharat Maharaj story, who got distracted by tears. So all that may happen. It may happen also, we may get distracted. But if we are in the association of devotees, we can be very confident that we are in the right place, in the right direction. And that inner confidence gives you so much courage, so much positivity, that you're not doubtful. So therefore, this topic is very, very important of positive mental attitude. We'll discuss some important points on this. Why these lines are coming? Is it because of the screen or is it because of... It's not there in the slide. Because the screen only, or something is there on the... Okay, no problem. You are able to read now. Let's be positive. Okay. So, see, everybody in this, all of us should do this SWOT analysis. You understand SWOT? SWOT. if you want to achieve some goal, you should first of all know where am I. Then only you can come to decide where you want to go and how much time it's going to take. Right? So SWOT represents, S stands for strength. What are my strengths? What are my weaknesses? What are the opportunities in front of me? And what are the threats? And you see, there's a x-axis and y-axis drawn. Good, bad, past, future. So in our life, there are good situations, bad situations. Good habits, bad habits. Good people, bad people. And we have past and present. So if you see the axis where good and past is there, the left, top left. So there you can find out, okay, based on my upbringing, based on the culture I have got, what are my good strengths? There are some strengths one can identify. Similarly, there are some weaknesses from my past, like I may be having some bad habit which is continuing since childhood. So one can identify that. And then good and future, see the top right. So future may bring some opportunities for me to grow in life. Right? At the same time, there can be some threats also in the future which are bad. So this is called, reflection of one's own strengths and weaknesses, so that one will not live in a dream world. Nowadays, many people have a wrong estimation of themselves. And one time we saw on a station, there was a man. If you look at his face, he looks like a monkey only. But he was looking in the mirror and a lot of time he was doing, almost 10-15 minutes. He was thinking he is like Shah Rukh Khan or some very famous, very handsome. Anybody looking at a monkey? बंदर की तरफ दिख रहा है, उसको लग रहा है बहुत handsome. This goes to show what? He has the wrong estimation of himself. So now I gave you an example of a physical thing, but this can also apply to our attitudes in life. We may have a wrong estimation of ourselves. We may think that, oh, I am very great, everybody should respect me. Or we may have a wrong estimation that I am the most talented, I am the most knowledgeable, I am the most informed. Nobody can give me advice. I am the best. I am the best employee. I do the work very rightly. So in this way, people, when they don't do the SWOT analysis, they get a wrong estimation of themselves. And when they face situations in life, what they thought about themselves and something else happened to them, they become depressed also. And they think about suicide or getting addicted, like that. So, why this SWOT analysis is important? So that you know where you are. You know your weaknesses. Because if you want to have positive mental attitude, we require positive mental attitude for what? To improve ourselves. And you can only improve yourself when you know that I am lacking in something. And that lack you can only identify when you study yourself with this. So there was one very famous management guru. His name was Maslow's. So he gave a triangle of our needs, hierarchical needs. So if you see the bottommost, first he says there's a need of food, clothing, shelter, roti kapda makan, suppose a basic need, right? Once that need is satisfied, then one wants shelter, safety, physical safety, safety needs. Then is satisfied, then he needs social connections, love, affiliation, support, friendship. Person looks for that. When that need is satisfied, then one wants to attain some goals in this world, status, self-respect, recognition. I published 10 papers, patent, or I achieved this in life. And then according to him, the last one is self-actualization. But actually there is one more above this. This is called self-realization. Self-actualization means you utilized your potential to the fullest. Everybody, God has given some talent, some potential, some abilities which is unique to us. When we can utilize our potential to the fullest, the unique potential, that's called self-actualization. But beyond self-actualization comes self-realization, which means when you realize your potential not only of your skills and talents and body and mind, but you realize your spiritual potential of your connection to God. Huh? Because self-actualization, your potential can work sometimes, sometimes it may not work. So it's a very tottering platform. So anyways, now the scriptures also talks about this need. Now you see the right side triangle. So the bottommost is called, there are 5 levels of consciousness. चेतना के 5 स्तर होते हैं consciousness. And based on these levels of consciousness, that's how the world appears to you, or that's the thing you search in this world. Like the bottommost consciousness is Annamaya. What the meaning of Annamaya? See the parallel? So a person who is in Annamaya consciousness, he is in the survival mode. अरे somehow that I want to exist in this world. मेरे को 2 की रोटी मिल जाए, सर के ऊपर छत मिल जाए, हाँ, कोई मेरे को नौकरी दे दे, उसके बाद छोकरी दे दे. So he is living his life almost like an animal. He is in a survival mode. उसको उससे ज़्यादा दुनिया में कुछ दिख ही नहीं रहा. Just like you have seen a child, a small boy, a small baby who is crawling. He is in this consciousness. उसके लिए पूरी दुनिया खाना ही है. क्यों? कैसे पता? जो भी उठा के खा डालेगा. Whatever he picks up, where he puts. You see small children? You leave them here. He will go and pick up this charger. He will go and pick up this mobile. Because वो child जो है ना, that he is in Annamaya state. He is currently in a survival state. And animals also in this state. And dog you see, इधर उधर जाएगा, सूंघेगा, खाना खाएगा, पेट भर जाएगा, then he will search for a she dog. That's it. वो भी हो गया, सो जाएगा. Isn't it? So those who live life on Annamaya consciousness, they cannot think anything beyond food, sex and sleep. Their mind, their consciousness, their thoughts does not go beyond these 3 things. There is food, there is sex, there is sleep. That's it. Or in human terms, there is money, because money only brings food, sex and sleep. Are you getting? So this is a very low state of consciousness of survival. Then when he gets this, then it's called pranamaya. Pranamaya means as a child grow, like you see, when we were children, or when we were small, we never used to take life so seriously because we used to get a feeling that I'm always going to live. But as a person starts aging, when he crosses 25 or touches 30, he starts getting the sense, oh, I will not live forever. Body creates problems also. Body should not remain always. So the pranamaya consciousness is called, it's a little higher, the same survival instinct, but little higher survival instinct. अभी रोटी कपड़ा और मकान है, लेकिन अभी safety of body, safety of property, he wants that safety. So then that's how people, once they come to a career, रोटी कपड़ा मकान उनको settle हो गया, you will find people immediately start searching कौन सा म्यूचुअल फंड अच्छा है, कौन सा इन्वेस्टमेंट प्लान अच्छा है, बिटकॉइन अच्छा है, ये अच्छा है, किधर इन्वेस्ट करें. This means they immediately start searching for security, safety. Is it not? Future planning. And once they have that also, right, then people want to look for relationships. And that's why, the trend is you should get educated, go to school, finish your college, get a job, start earning money, should have some basic, at least some savings, then बेटा हम शादी की बात करेंगे. आगे. Then we will talk about your marriage. Then people are, हाँ अभी ठीक, अभी जॉब है, नौकरी है, अभी छोकरी आपको. And therefore, in a modern society where, especially in your IT field, where there's so much job insecurity, so the moment a person is trying to go to Jnanamaya stage or relationship wala, but the moment he's trying to go there, पता लगा कंपनी उसको प्रिंसिपल दे दिया. पैरों तले जमीन सरक जाती है। बोल ये क्या हुआ? मैं तो नेक्स्ट लेवल जाने का ट्राई कर रहा था, पहला लेवल ही सरक गया। I have to go back. Huh? So the corporate world, they keep you always on Annamaya and Pranamaya Kosh. Kosh means the state of consciousness. At max to Jnanamaya. So Jnanamaya means what? A person starts getting some knowledge about the world. What is what? Okay, he becomes a little responsible towards family. He knows I have to take care of the wife, the children, parents are there, I have to earn money for home. थोड़ी थोड़ी समझ में आने लगती है दुनिया, इसको ज्ञान में. But these three are still on the middle platform. Then comes the Vijnanamaya. Vijnanamaya, what happens? He starts understanding the knowledge of soul. He meets some, either he reads a book. A person becomes a little philosophical in mind. He starts questioning to himself, questioning to the world. Yeah, I have money, I have job, I married also, wife and children are there, I am working. What is the goal of life? Why I am doing all this? I am just supposed to do all this and die one day. What is the goal of life? He starts thinking like this. This means he is gradually moving from Jnanamaya to Vijnanamaya. How many of you felt sometimes like this in your life? That your life is going good and one day you felt, यार सब ठीक चल रहा है लेकिन कुछ तो कमी है, चलो आज मंदिर जाता हूँ, today I will go to temple. You get some feeling like that sometimes? Yeah, that's why you are sitting here. That's called Vijnana. He starts questioning. You want to know the reality. What is that? And when you associate with devotees, you actually get the right knowledge and you apply that knowledge in your life and practice, and eventually you can come. So, Vijnanamaya and Maslow's triangle is self-recognition and self-actualization, everything in Vijnanamaya. And self-realization, the ultimate last stage is Anandamaya, where you completely understand the perfect knowledge that I am not the body and soul, I am part and parcel of Krishna, I have an eternal, permanent relationship with Krishna, and the goal of life is to re-establish that relationship, love Him, and go back to spiritual world. And even before you go to the spiritual world, you become like a liberated person in this world only. Because you understand the goal of life, you understand the path to attain that goal, everything becomes very crystal clear. So, no situation of this world can disturb you, either good or bad. Good situations cannot make you elated. Bad situations cannot make you depressed. You become equipoised. And because you are relishing an inner joy within. That's called Anandamaya. But most of the people are stuck in the first three levels only. And their so-called positivity in life, they keep jumping in between these three only. But if you tap into the nature of the soul is part of God. God is supremely positive. The soul is supreme. The soul is unlimitedly powerful and it is unlimited positivity. God is all good, soul is also all good. But when the soul comes in contact with this world, it gets covered over by impurities. So the entire spiritual process is to uncover the soul from the impurities. So when the soul comes out in its pure form, it's very, very potent, very, very powerful, very, very positive. So the Bhagavad Gita's way of developing positivity is not some quick fix, YouTube boosting videos, be positive, be positive. But Bhagavad Gita's way of bringing positivity is you already have a lot of positivity because you are not the body or soul. And to the degree you uncover these impurities through spiritual practices, automatically those innate qualities of the soul which are already there will come out and they will give you such natural positivity that your life will not be the same. So that's why we should know this. You all have heard this, no? Gross body, subtle body and soul, correct? The outer covering is the gross body made of 5 elements: earth, water, fire, air, ether, Panch Mahabhut. And the subtle body, the second one, is made up of mind, intelligence, and ego. And the inside is the you, the soul. So soul is covered by these two coverings. So to the degree we are practicing spiritual life, these two coverings outside, the cross covering and subtle covering, will become inconsequential. Although the soul may still be inside this body, but this body, the covering of gross and subtle, will have no effect on you. Just like example is given of a coconut. First the coconut is green, this juice is the coconut juice. But when the coconut becomes dry, have you purchased this cobra in the shop? They sell cobra. So they give cobra, you do like this. If the cobra is not dry, then water sound will come. है ना, हनुमान जी को चढ़ाते तो पहले लिखते हैं पानी है कि नहीं नारियल में, पानी वाला नारियल वैसा लोग मांगते दुकान पे. But there's another kind of nariyal which has no pani, it becomes dry, cobra. Which is cobra, you understand? So that you do like this, sound will come, kul, sound will come. What means that the coconut has become dried and it has withdrawn itself from the shell. So although the coconut is still inside the shell, but internally it has detached. अभी वो गीला वाला नारियल आता है, the wet नारियल, you break it half also, but it is attached to the shell, correct? उसको चम्मच घुसा के inside in the spoon or चाकू, it's very attached. Like that, when a soul is conditioned, it is too attached to this subtle and gross body. But when you practice spirituality, spirituality dries up your bad tendencies, acquired tendencies, dirt and impurities. So the soul withdrew itself. Then even if you remain inside this body has no consequence over you. You don't get affected by your mind, which creates problems. We will study about it more. So because we are discussing about mental attitude, so a lot of discussion here will flow about mind. And why this is very important for you to know, because if you know this, your spiritual practices will improve. Same chanting you are doing, but you will be able to do it in a more better way, and that will bring better results. So you should know this mechanism of mind. We have explained it earlier also. We have this knowledge acquiring senses: eyes, nose, tongue, ears, and skin. You take inputs from them, and the inputs goes to the mind. So mind is in the subtle body, right? The senses are in the gross body: eyes, ears, tongue. So gross body is taking the input. You can consider the senses to be like servo motors, and mind to be like so this mind is a storehouse of all the thoughts, unfulfilled desires and previous experiences. So all the thoughts, all the unfulfilled desires, previous experiences are stored in the mind, and the senses are giving the inputs. You see something, you hear something, you smell something, you taste something, it all go. For example, if I ask Srinivas, what is the favorite sweet? Motichur. Right. Now, why he said this answer? Because previously he has tasted it, and that experience of that taste through the tongue is stored in the mind. Right. The taste is stored, and based on the taste which is stored in the mind says this is. Now anybody else here like motichur laddu? Okay, 1, 2 more. Is your favorite? Okay. Others don't like. Others have some other experience. Anyway, let's bring one more. Venkatesh, what is your favorite sweet? Gulab. No, it is Venkatesh sweet. Not his favorite is not motichur. He has tasted it before, and that's what he thinks. So in this way, our senses give different inputs, and they get stored in our mind, right? And that's how we. Now mind has two categories. conscious mind and subconscious mind. Conscious mind is the mind which is activated when you are awake. Like now, which mind is activated now? Think. You are able to hear what I am saying. You are analyzing what I am saying. Right? The conscious mind is active. You decide in the awake state, should I do this? Should I not do this? Should I go for program? Should I not go for program? Should I chant? Should I not chant? Should I eat? Should I not eat? Right? But what is subconscious mind? Subconscious mind is more deeper, which is like, to give you an example, it is like your almirah which you have not opened for many, many years. And many things are stored inside, which you also forgot what all is stored. One day you saw one snake coming out of. Sometimes in home they have some room which is called coterie. So all the unwanted stuff of the home they put inside that room. Storeroom or coterie.
Storehouse.
It is dark and all the stuff, old paintings, old furniture, and you never care to clean it also. Suddenly one day you find some big lizard is coming out from there, or a snake is coming out. What? किधर से आए? Oh, इसका मतलब बड़े दिन से साफ ही नहीं करा इसका. Like that, all these inputs we keep taking. First it enters our mind, conscious mind, and then from conscious mind it enters into our subconscious mind and goes there and sit. And we keep on depositing it, and our subconscious mind is storing it, and it has unlimited capacity of storing. For example, you may not remember everything which you read or hear. Right? For example, you read some book, Prabhupada book, or you may hear lectures. You may not remember everything. Right? Because initially now you understand it in the conscious mind, but eventually it goes to subconscious mind. So you may not remember, but when the right time will come, you will be able to remember it because it's there inside. Is it not? In the subconscious mind. Like one time what happened? One devotee, he went to one place in one ISKCON temple. He just went for a work and he happened to visit the temple. And that day happened to be Nityananda Tradashi, one of the festivals. And the temple management asked him, "Oh, you have come. We are looking for a devotee to give lecture. Please give lecture." He said, "Hey, I have not prepared anything. I just came for the work. I am not came here for giving lecture. I don't remember also anything about Nityananda Prabhu. I heard long back." He said, "No, whatever you know, just speak." "How much?" "Oh, you have to just speak 45 minutes. Half an hour, 45 minutes just." He was hesitating. He said, No, I don't remember what I'll speak. But some other, they put him on the Vyasasana. Once he sat on the Vyasasana, he gave 3 hours lecture. All that pastime which I heard in the lecture, everything started coming out one by one. And the management has to come running and say, "Yeah, band karo." So, it is not that whatever you read here, it is gone from your memory. It is there in the subconscious mind. And based on, depending on time, place, circumstances and activation by the Paramatma inside, certain things comes to your memory. Sometimes you will find something you kept somewhere and you forget where you kept it. And you find out it's there here. So it functions like that. So mind is subconscious. And now, where we need to work, before that, so mind is a storehouse, and because of this, mind produces many types of desires, thoughts, aspirations, which are processed by the intelligence. And intelligence is the decision maker. Mind give a thought, let's do this. And intelligence decides, should we really do this or not? Is it good for us or not? Now, if your intelligence is weak, then you will listen to the mind and end up doing it. If intelligence is strong, then intelligence will analyze. So, intelligence is a decision maker. This is called mind mechanism. Now, where our main focus is? Our main focus is on the conscious and the subconscious mind, especially the subconscious mind. Because we are discussing about positive mental attitude. Your attitude in life is decided by your desires. Your desires are decided by your thoughts, and your thoughts are stored in your subconscious mind. Let's move ahead and see. So, before coming to that, so the main thing which we have to work here, if we really want to have a positive mental attitude, mental means mind, and positive and right attitude, we have to work on these thoughts which are there in the subconscious mind. This means whom we have to clean? Subconscious mind. I gave the examples like that dark room, store room, which is unclean since a long time. Now ask a question. Prabhuji, I don't want to feel depressed in life. But despite my not wanting, I feel depressed at times. I don't want to feel lonely. But despite my not wanting it, even though I am surrounded by so many people, I still feel lonely. I don't want to feel angry towards anybody. But still sometimes anger affects me. I don't want to feel lusty. It's a very dirty feeling. Huh? I don't want, but still I feel like that. So have you ever thought you don't want these feelings to come to you, but still they come? From where are they coming? Think about it.
Subconscious mind.
Yeah, because the negative emotions are stored in the subconscious mind, and through the power of thoughts, the negative emotions are released in your system. Just like if somebody injects a virus in your system, then the whole body will be affected. Like that, the negative emotions which are stored in the subconscious mind are released in our conscious mind and the body through the medium of thoughts. Suddenly a lusty thought will come. Angry thought. So, if we have to control over this or purify this subconscious mind, we have to make our questions at the end of the class. We have to make our intelligence strong, because even though you may get a wrong thought, but if the intelligence is strong, intelligence will stop it there only. Right? You are feeling like watching something wrong on the mobile. But if your intelligence is strong, shut up.
क्या करे भाई?
Did you heard in the lecture? Yeah.
क्या हो गया?
Mind your own business. Don't get involved. So your intelligence can actually tell your mind, don't do nonsense. So intelligence, but the problem is, our mind is being corrupted by so many wrong inputs that sometimes the mind overpowers the intelligence. Ideally, the intelligence is supposed to overpower the mind, but the mind overpowers the intelligence, and that intelligence which becomes corrupted now, impure, works in a different way. How it works, you will see. So intelligent decision maker interferences that alter our function affects our willpower. So I don't know where the slide went. I want to show this slide first. So you see, what are the 5 undercurrents of your subconscious mind? First is false ego. False. I am so much, I am this, I am that. Second, you are bringing some baggage from your previous life. Then, how your parents have brought you up, in which kind of environment you have brought it. Then,
association.
What kind of association you kept since childhood and now, and last one is
willpower.
Now, out of this 5, 3 are not under your control, the first 3. The false ego is very subtle, you cannot even catch it. It is subtler than the intelligence. So how intelligence can catch? Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Indriyani pararahu, indriyebhya param manah, manasistu para buddhi, yo buddhi. So he says that the senses are higher than the gross body. Higher than the senses is the mind, higher than the mind is the intelligence, and still higher is the ego. Higher, when I say, it is subtle. Senses are gross. Subtler than the senses is the mind. Subtler, more refined than the mind is intelligence. More refined is ego. So if ego is more finer than intelligence, how can your intelligence catch your ego? Not possible. So therefore, it's not under your control. Past life conditioning, can you go through your previous life and change? Have you developed some time machine? Have you sit in the time machine and go back? You cannot do that. And upbringing, अभी तक जो भी पैदाइश आपकी हो गई, अभी क्या उसे बदल सकते हो क्या? नहीं बदल सकते. हो गया वो जो कर दिया पेरेंट्स ने, जहाँ पैदा किया, जैसा बड़ा किया, जो खिलाया पिलाया, हो गया सर. That is not under your control. First three are not under your control. What is under your control? Are the last two. What association you want to keep and your willpower. Now, association also will not be under your control if the fifth item. What is the fifth item? If that is weak. For example, many boys who have come for a program here, they know the Hare Krishna programs are good. Apart from Prashadam, sometimes they feel some good things also. Sometimes. We know what is good for me. But because we have a weak will, इच्छा शक्ति कम है, despite knowing what is good, we don't opt the good. So we know I should be in the right association, but because the willpower is weak, we say we don't have that strength to take that. So all the association is one factor which you can decide, you can choose किस प्रकार का संगति आपको चाहिए. But because our past conditionings are so strong, the false ego is so strong, upbringing, these all three things create obstacles in choosing the right association. Therefore, the only thing, if you work on the fifth item, willpower, you can change the remaining four. That is the secret. So when we say positive mental attitude, this means building your willpower in such a powerful way that you can completely change your paradigm of life. Your false ego can become the right ego. You will have the right estimation of yourself, not the wrong estimation. First thing. Secondly, sometimes boys, they blame their past life conditioning. Prabhu, what can I do? I am like this only. You tell them, no, you can change. No. I tried to change. I cannot change. World can change, but I cannot. So they lose hope. They don't want to change because of weak willpower. So if you work on willpower, building a willpower, you can change all the four. You can take the right association. The moment you take right association, whatever wrong things you might have learned through your upbringing, they start changing. Whatever negative baggage which you have brought from previous life, that stops affecting you. And you start becoming humble. For example, some of us are coming from some backgrounds now that what you are hearing in these philosophies, although you know this is correct, it is so difficult for you to accept. Even though we are giving evidences from scriptures, we are giving logic and reason from philosophy, but because we have certain upbringing, certain things we have learned from past, from parents, some videos and past life conditionings, it's a struggle to accept, although we know this is correct. Is it not? Because what is weak? Willpower. So, positive mental attitude means building the willpower. If you build the willpower, you can overcome this. So, question is, how can I activate my willpower to bring out the innate qualities of the soul? Like peace, love, truth, happiness, and equilibrium. So, you have to understand this also now about intelligence. So, intelligence, now these four things, mental positioning, mental limits, assumption, association, memories, they alter our function and affects our willpower. Now you understand willpower is very important. Now what affects our willpower is these interferences which are created by our everybody is a person. My shine Prabhu. My Prabhu. In spiritual world, everything is a person. So, willpower is the most important thing, but the willpower is affected currently by false ego, past life conditioning, upbringing, and bad association. When the willpower is affected by this, then our intelligence become affected by these four things. What is this? Let us study one by one. Mental positioning. What is the meaning of mental positioning? Do you have an optimistic or a pessimistic approach in your life? For example, suppose if there's a boat which is going in the ocean or a river, the boat can sail even in the ocean very nicely as long as you don't allow the water in the ocean to come inside the boat. Abhi मान लो, if you do a hole in the boat from below, what will happen? Water will start coming. Then what will happen to the boat?
Will sink.
It will drown. Similarly, depending upon how you position your mind, either you're optimistic or pessimistic in life, there may be so much negativity all around you. The negativity all around you is compared to that ocean, and you are compared to that boat, or your mind or intelligence compared to that boat. Even though there is so much negativity around, you can still cross the negativity without allowing any negativity to come inside. So, just like the boat will not drown even while going through the ocean, as long as the boat does not allow any water to come in. But the moment boat allows the water to come inside the boat, similarly, there will be so much negativity all around you. But to the degree you don't allow the negativity to enter in your system, it can't affect you. You get affected by when you allow the negativity to come in. And how you allow? You create a hole in the boat. What is the meaning of hole in the boat? Hole in the boat means you give more faith on your upbringing, on your past life conditionings, and that kind of association then you seek. And then listen, somebody comes and says, hey Harish, you don't look so smart here. You look so smart. Now it's a one statement, but can disturb you so much. After going back to hostel, you'll stand in front of the mirror. And you will open your mobile, and with Tushar's photo is there. Gee, I'm not so smart. Why you talk like that about me? This means you allowed that negative comment to enter in your system. And now it has created a disturbance. Now you try to figure out, that will keep bringing. I'm not so smart. Really? Then that one negative thought is like a virus which will spread so in the system. At the end of the day, you will feel very morose, very depressed. I'm not smart. Chalo thod bhi. I'm not smart. Like this, people sell it to addictions. If it goes to another extent, I'm not so smart. Let me help myself. It all starts with one thought. So, therefore, we should be very careful. What is the mental positioning? You understood the board example? Don't allow the negativity to come in. And nothing else. Then mental limits. Our natural trend is to create a comfort zone. That is human tendency. But if you remain in comfort zone, then you can never grow in life. And like there was once an elephant, small elephant, baby elephant. So the master, you should tie the baby elephant's leg with one small pole, like this. So the baby elephant will not run away. Now the baby elephant over the years became big, full-size elephant. And still the master should tie the leg with the pole, wooden pole. So once another friend came. That friend also was big elephant. He told, "Chalo, go for a ride from jungle में घूम के आएंगे." And this elephant, no. Can't you see? My leg is being tied with the pole. How can I come? That friend laughed at it. Hey, see the pole and see yourself. You are so big. Just do like this. Rope will come out along with the pole. What are you thinking? No. This rope is this. Childhood. In childhood, I have tried a lot. I could not pull out. I can never do it. So based on certain experiences, that elephant has set a limit to himself. He has said to himself, "तू नहीं कर सकता, तेरे बस की बात नहीं." Just like we also say, chanting तेरे बस की बात. ये regulated principle तेरे बस की बात. You cannot do it. टेस्टी लोग करेंगे वो लोग महान है, वो अलग स्पीसी है. So you set limit to yourself. It's called mental limits. Huh? It's all happening because the willpower is affected. Then assumptions. Assumptions means imagining negativity. I'll show you one video. Your nice laugh cross. It's becoming very serious. Do we have a sound cord connected? See this video, how negative imagination can affect you. This person is imagining negativity. Give volume more. Sound is down. I'll open it in VLC. Then we'll run properly. It is sound. See, destiny and providence. No one can kill you except your mind. See, riding cycle. Actually, he's imagining that brain got failed and I will fail like this. He's imagining maybe some truck will come and hit me. Then he's imagining some meteor is falling. Go ahead in life, have full faith in God. So understood what is happening in the video? He's unnecessarily, he's riding a cycle nicely. He's starting, maybe if I fall from this cliff, what will happen? And then if I fall, if some truck come and hit me, what will happen? If some meteor come and hit me, I'm walking the clouds, maybe the thunder will fall on me. You know, when you live in this world, you should live with confidence. You can have this confidence and you have faith on God. Krishna is protecting me. Otherwise, people are sometimes very fearful. Hey, I'm going by a flight. If the plane crash happens, then I'm going in train. Obviously, there chances can happen. But you not to endlessly imagining it. Some people like to watch so much horror movies. Already there is negativity, they invite more negativity. They will watch a horror movie in the night. And the night they will go to sleep. And because of the wind, the window is moving. They will disturb the sleep. It's called imagining negativity. Here. So don't imagine. And associated memories, which means preconceived notion. Like you heard this preconceived notion means having prejudices or having some preconceived idea that this thing is like this only, it cannot change. So all these things affects our intelligence because of weak willpower. Now let us go to some solutions and to understand the power of thought. So you see on the positive column, there all the innate qualities of the soul is mentioned. Innate qualities of the soul means what? The qualities the soul has naturally. What are they? Joy, love, hope, mercy, peace, honesty, harmony, tolerance, enthusiasm, understanding. And what are the negative qualities? Anger, stress. These are negative emotions or negative thoughts. Then the necessary and waste thoughts. Waste means past. Thinking about past so much, brooding over past. Oh, if at all I would have been like this, or if at all, this is past. And future means thinking about future. Waste. Nothing is going to happen. And necessary thoughts are work, career, routine, profession. That's right. But the major culprit here is the negative thoughts, which affect you. Now, just 1 minute. Make this full screen here. Yeah. So, yeah. Now you read this very carefully. So the whole work here is on thought basis. On the thoughts. So it's called the power of thoughts. Can somebody read the first one? Take the mic and read. Okay, you can read loudly also.
That is the quality of our thoughts, so our feelings, attitude, beliefs, behavior.
Yeah. As the quality of our thoughts, so our feelings, attitude, beliefs and behavior. So quality of thought is very, very important. You said that you heard this in one seminar. Na? Watch your thoughts. They can become your words. Watch your words. They can become your actions. Watch your actions. They can become your habit. Watch your habit. They can become your character. Watch your character. It can become your culture. So it all is beginning from thoughts. Vichar Shakti. Like that. So currently whatever habits we have, those habits are formed from the thoughts which you have cultivated. Thoughts are turned into words, words are turned into actions, actions turn into habits. And regular actions becomes habits. For example, say if you have a habit of, obviously in company time you cannot do that. But in college time, you remember, I have seen, after lunch time you come back to your hostel room and you switch on the fan after lunch. What's going to happen? You lie down on the bed. You go to sleep. And gradually it becomes a habit. Then even if you don't need sleep, you have cultivated a habit of sleeping after taking food. Like that, by repeating a habit, repeating an action, it turns into a voluntary habit. Without even your knowing, like how many of you have experienced this? When you go to bed at night, when you lie down on the bed, you don't sleep so easily. You lie down, and slowly your hand will go to the mobile. Then you will scroll for an hour, 45 minutes, 1 hour, sometimes 2 hours. Sometimes you start watching some movie, sometimes you start chatting, chit-chatting. You open some this and that, till the time you finally feel. Why this is? Because you have made it. It happens involuntarily. You go to bed, hand will pick up the book. Like that. Like that gossip or doing night out, unnecessarily being awake at night. So, but the root cause of all this ultimately is the thought. Ultimately, the thoughts are leading to feelings, words, actions, and habits. Let's see some more videos about habits. So we'll see. See this. See, there is a bad habit of watching a women. Bird watching. Habits die hard. You the prize was So somehow in youth, we should keep our eyes chaste, pure, and not allow them to go in the wrong direction. Quite funny. See another one. This is a habit of feeling too proud of oneself, thinking that I can do whatever I want, but they end up in trouble. This man is trying to catch a tree which is going to fall, but he is going to become chutney under that tree. False ego.
下一则新闻是今天下午进行了中原总决赛，大家都在观看着，等待着这一个激动的时刻的到来。啊，这位选手，他已经做好准备了，大家报以热烈的掌声。他已经做好了准备活动，两个眼睛紧紧地盯着这棵树。
Just don't do it, but think before you do it. So there is another wrong habit of, don't think, just do it. Who cares? Similarly, another bad habit which may have is unnecessarily competing with others. See this, two colleagues are competing with each other. Competition. These are all created by the mind. Mind unnecessarily makes you feel that you have to compete with others, and it makes you uncomfortable. Let us start. So, two employees. So, this is a competing habit. Unnecessarily, mind tells you, why this fellow is moving ahead of you? उसको दिखा दे तू कौन है. You can be peaceful also. Like that. See, another video. What your unsteady mind can do to you. When mind is in the mood of maja, na. See, sometimes mind is in the mood of, hey, don't care for anybody. Don't care for any spiritual. Just, it can create, great problem. See, you love it. Unsteady mind. So, uncontrolled mind, depression, stress, anger, hypertension, lack of control, envy, murder, suicide, madness, insomnia, disease, etc. Mind is such a rascal. At what point of time, what it will do to you? You can't imagine. I'm just like, oh man was doing some exercise, pushing the car. He thought that he's trying to push the car to away. Like that, you may try to do something in your life, your mind may misinterpret and put you in some wrong situation and कार होगी ना like that. So talking about habits, so small habits make a lot of difference. See, this video is about habits, how routine makes a big difference. All routines makes a big difference. See, this man is getting up. Now they will show two parts. On one side Coca-Cola and chips are there in the breakfast, other side fruits are there, thinking what to take. Now depending upon what he takes, his routine, his life is going to be accordingly. On one side eating chips, other side fruits, healthy diet. Here is watching television, here is doing yoga. He is planning his day, what to go to office, how to plan my day, what all things to be done. While going in the taxi, he has the option whether to listen to the FM or to listen to an audio book, which is some knowledge, book or radio. So he presses radio, he presses book. So he is getting knowledge and he is getting all the bad news. So his mind is disturbed. In the office, all the work came. He is doing responsibly and he is pushing the work. And he is doing internet surfing, Facebook. Then he went to gym. This person is exercising. This person is not doing any exercise. See? And he is doing some, chit chatting, dating app. अब वो कॉल आ गया उसका, अभी फोन उठाएगा. Then he is meeting some friends and he is wasting a lot of time on phone and he is completing his work. The next day, again get up. Now it became a routine. See the faces of both of them. Gradually the other person's weight will increase. See the physical structure. See how he is looking and how he is living. Small choice makes becomes action. Habits become our. So what will you choose? Right? This is what we are trying to say that our habits makes a lot of difference in life. Yeah. Yeah. So, can we read the point number 2 now?
We
So
are
first point you understood as the quality of thoughts, so the feelings, attitudes, beliefs and behavior. Right? Your life will be molded accordingly. And root causes thoughts will become habits. Read the next point.
we are responsible for our own thoughts, feelings, and behavior.
Now somebody says, don't you, okay, thoughts are the ultimate cause, but who is giving me these thoughts? Nobody is giving. It is you who are choosing what you want to think. You cannot blame anybody in this world for your wrong thoughts. You see, Maya and Krishna will always be there, which means temptations and the right choice. Right choice, wrong choice will always be there. It is you We have to make the right choice. Otherwise, if we make the wrong choices in our life, who is responsible for that? We are responsible. Every single moment, whatever we are thinking, we are creating our next body accordingly. If we are thinking of wrong thoughts, we are creating an animal body for ourselves. So, and we cannot run away from our thoughts like that. Like you remember, I showed you once one photo. One man was eating meat here, and other side they showed a photo of tiger. Gross body is man, but a subtle body has become tiger. Next life, which body is going to get? Tiger body. And then I showed you the photo of one man was sleeping for so much time. So his actions are creating his next body according to law of last thought. So karmic reactions will come and degrade us to lower forms of life. I'll give you a couple of stories to understand this very, very important point. See, once there were two monks. They were going. So they came to a river and they had to cross that river. So one lady came there and she told that I don't know how to swim and I'm very afraid in crossing the river. Can you please help me? Now they were monks and they were a lady. So one monk told, no, we don't. And the other monk, he told, okay, you can climb on my shoulder. So the lady climbed on the shoulder of one monk and he crossed the river. And then the lady got down, she told thank you, and then she went to her home. After walking long distance, the other monk, not the one who climbed to the lady, the monk told, you are a monk? How could you take a lady on your shoulder? And the other monk told, Are I took that lady on me for 5 to 10 minutes to cross the river. But you are carrying that lady till now in your mind. I took it for a small time and dropped her and I forgot. But you are still carrying her. So, what the meaning? That we have to see whether our mind is involved in Krishna consciousness. See, you may come to center, your body may come to center, but are you bringing your mind to center or not? That is more important. It's not sufficient to bring our body, it's also important to bring your mind. Otherwise, you will be physically sitting in lecture, but if your mind is absent mindedness, then you will be thinking about the world and so many things, and nothing will enter into the head. What you are discussing. Another story, there was a hermit, sadhu. He was living in a monastery, a temple, and in front of the temple, other side of the road, there was a house of a prostitute. So every time a man used to enter the prostitute house, he used to throw one stone in front of prostitute's house. But the prostitute was a great devotee. One day she came to temple and offered some rice and something for the service of the Lord. This hermit told, get out from here, you sinful women. The Lord will not accept this sinful offer. Get out. Then the prostitute asked, please pray to the Lord for my behalf and ask, will I ever get His mercy? Will I ever get to spiritual world? Who have done such sinful activities, there's no hope for regret loss. Like many years passed. Then they both became old. And the Yamakinkaras, the Yamadutas, they came. And they came to the sadhu. I told, wait a minute. Looks like you're going to wrong address. Address is there. Go there. The Yamadutas opened the but your name is this? तुमको लेने आया बेटा. You? But why? I was doing puja to the Lord. That woman is a person. Go there. And Yamaduta told, no. She was a poor lady, she was an orphan, she had no other source of her survival. That's why unfortunately she had showed up this profession. And every time any man used to touch her body, she used to feel so bad and she used to cry out to the Lord with genuine heart. Like that. But you, although you are rotating Garbhati in the mandir, but every time you used to see a man entering her house, you used to think what that man might be doing inside. So, तुमको ये भी लड़ाना चल बेटा. Like that. So what does that mean? These are Puranic stories. They tell us that you are where your mind is. You are where mindless. You'll be sitting in a temple, but you'll be thinking about some prostitute or some girl, some dating girl. So you are where your mind is. That's why a real spiritual life begins when you start absorbing your mind, not just your physical body. Initially it is easy. Just come, sit, take prasad. But we have seen there is no change in the body that they don't involve their mind. They remain blocked. Mental level they remain blocked. So no change. So we have to watch our thoughts and alter those wrong behaviors. Read the next point.
Positive thoughts generate energy and strength.
Yeah, positive thoughts generate energy and strength. Now, the more you generate positive thoughts about someone, then the generate energy. For example, when you go to your elders, go down to them. Immediately, blessings evokes from their heart. Jug jug you. May we live long. So that emotions which comes from their heart actually affects the good positive vibes. It was a scientific experiment also was done. They kept one friend in another room, one friend in another room, and they told this friend, you think a lot of bad about this friend. Right? So just think, don't speak, you don't have to do anything, just think. But the other friend in the other room was feeling very nervous, feeling very uneasy. You don't know why. Because just in this room somebody was thinking negative about him. On the other hand, somebody is thinking positive about you, and you will feel that positivity here. That's why Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Deva Tuja Guru Pragya Pujanam Shauchamarjavam Brahmacharyam Ahimsa Cha Shariram Tapochate. That we have to perform austerities in the body. Don't harbor any malice in your heart towards anybody. Don't harbor negative thoughts. They affect you also, other person also. Just like if you hate someone and you want to throw hot coal on them, that hot coal will burn whom first? You first. Because you are picking it up. It will burn the other person afterwards when you throw, but you are picking. Like this, thinking negative about someone is like doing like that. You cannot sleep peacefully with grudges in your heart, hate feelings in your heart. क्या बोला आज उसने मेरे को? Today it will, tomorrow I will tell like that. दिखा दूँगा. रात भर नींद ही नहीं आई है. On the other hand, you see in Ramayana, our Jamavan, he encouraged Hanuman. He reminded Hanuman of his powers. That reminder to Hanumanji gave Hanumanji such courage and strength. He became big guy. Jai Shri Ram. He got the confidence. Yes, I can go to and destroy. Like that. Read the next point.
Negative thoughts rob us of this power and strength and make us feel tired and drained.
Yeah, just like positive thoughts can increase energy, negative thoughts can. That's why don't harbor any bad relationship with them. Because if other people are thinking wrong about you, that can affect you. So make sure that people don't have a bad attitude towards you as much as possible. And even if somebody has a wrong idea about you, don't listen to them. As I gave the example in Hare Krishna speech, it's just not. You should pay a deaf ears to criticism if you are doing the right thing. See, there are constructive criticism, unconstructive. Constructive criticism comes from your well-wishers. They give you some piece of advice which will be helpful. That you can take. But most of the people who envy you, they're jealous of you, they give you wrong. Don't take it seriously. Just pay deaf ears. Forget it. Because if you take it seriously, then you will find yourself being drained out, tired, like that. Just like I told a story yesterday of two frogs. So there are two friends, frogs. So one of them, there was some group of frogs. Few frogs fell in a well, and a few frogs were outside of the well. And they were shouting, they were criticizing, "अरे क्या अंधे हो क्या? Are you blind? दिखता नहीं क्या? गिर गए क्या? अभी नहीं आ सकते बाहर, मत से वहीं पे." Like that. But one frog jumped out and came, and another died. Other frogs died. So somebody asked how this frog came on. Because this frog was deaf. He was not able to hear only what others are saying. Others are saying in negative. Now you have to die only. Now you cannot come out. So those who heard them, they remained inside and died. This frog was deaf. He jumped up. So pay deaf ears to negative criticism. If somebody criticizing. Like that. And remain away from sources of negative thoughts. Can you tell me some of the sources from where negative thoughts can come in your system? What all things are there which can generate negative thoughts? Like lust. Huh? What are the sources? Mobile phones.
Watching movies.
Guru.
This kind obscene movies, pornography, and obscene magazines. Yeah. So if you come in contact with them, then they can generate. If you watch pornography, it will incite lust in you. Correct or not? So why do endlessly go in that direction? Keep away. Like that. So don't allow the negativity to come close. If you know some area you are weak in, keep away. Read the next point. Yes. Manoj.
What we believe comes true for us due to thought power.
Yeah, because what you keep thinking turns into reality eventually. In Srimad Bhagavatam there is shloka also. Yatra yatra mano dehi dharayet sakalam dhiya sneha dveshad bhayadva yati tat swarupakam. The example is given, a caterpillar. Caterpillar, illi. The wasp, tataya. He comes and again sting the caterpillar. When the caterpillar is in the cocoon, वो आगे इसको sting करता है. So caterpillar in the cocoon develops so much fear of the wasp who comes and sting that he keep thinking about the wasp only. Thinking about the wasp, the caterpillar starts developing wings. And when he comes out of the cocoon, he becomes also a wasp. This example was given in Bhagavad by Narad Muni to explain that in whatever way you think of the Lord, you will get same form like the Lord, or whatever you think of, that form you will get. Like Kamsa. Kamsa was also Krishna conscious, but he was negatively Krishna conscious. He was thinking of Krishna always out of fear. Krishna will come and kill me. Krishna. In the water, Krishna. In the food, Krishna. Everywhere, Krishna. And then negatively. So we need not to be negatively thinking, we can be positively thinking of Krishna. If you increase your spiritual absorption, taking darshan, and not just casually taking darshan, but deeply taking darshan, taking the form of the Lord from your eyes in your heart, and you keep meditating on that form, eventually what is happening, you are developing your spiritual body. You will get a body like Lord. Spiritual, everlasting, eternal body. Eventually. So if out of love, hate or fear, a soul fixes his mind and intelligence with complete concentration on a particular body, he will attain that form on which he is meditating upon. You will look surprised by this, but this is a fact spoken in scriptures. Who are all the women in this world? All the women in this world were earlier men who thought women are good. They were very absorbed in womanly thought, and they got a body of women. And you can read 4th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, the pastime of Puranjan. Puranjan was a king, but he was attached to Puranjani. And next life, Puranjan becomes female. Because if that is your absorption, if women is your absorption, law of last thought, and the shloka of Bhagavatam, Dharya Sakam, there are womanly body. On the other hand, if your absorption is God, Krishna, you will develop a body like God. Like that. So, Krishna consciousness is about absorption. And therefore we say, study Bhagavad Gita. Because absorption will not come automatically till the time you are taking that kind of inputs. Yeah, read the next point.
Lord Krishna says that in whatever way we think and act now, the sum total of all thoughts reflects at the time of death. and decides our future situation. Thus, every thought in which we dwell is important to be checked.
Every single thought is important. You cannot say this thought is not so important, I can think about it. Because law of last thought again. Like there was one devotee doctor and there was an old lady. So the devotee, she was about to die. So the doctor was saying it. Arey madam, chant Hare Krishna. Eh? Eh? Doctor, chant Hare Krishna. Eh? Eh? Then suddenly, her daughter was in US. So call came from her daughter. And doctor told, your daughter is calling. Immediately she took the phone. And everything she was able to hear attentively. On the phone. Half an hour she talked on the phone. And after phone again doctor told, Arey Mataji, chant Hare Krishna. So, point is that if you live like a devotee, then at the time of death it will be easy for you to remember God. Ante Narayana Smriti. Otherwise, you think for your whole life I will enjoy, I will not chant Krishna's name, and last moment I will not going to bother. अपने आप नहीं होगा. वो डॉक्टर के जोर से बोल रहा है हरे कृष्णा बोल. And if you keep hearing about Krishna, then even in your day-to-day activities you remember Krishna. Like one time our devotee was in office. So it was summer time, he saw 2 matka. Matka, matka? And pots. He wanted to remember Yashoda and Krishna. Oh, Vrindavan Krishna. Mother Yashoda also had these pots in which she used to put. Now he is in company. And he saw water matka and he is thinking about Vrindavan. So even ordinary things will remind you of Krishna. If your absorption is, if you are regularly taking inputs. Like that. So therefore, process may appear a little difficult, but we should allow Krishna to clean our mind. Then let's suppose if I come to your room, to clean your room, and your room is very scattered. So I start cleaning one corner. And say, don't touch there. Some important papers are there. Don't touch. I said, okay. Then I go in that corner. And I say, don't touch there. That is my personal area. And I go there. How will I clean? You are not allowing me to touch on me anything. Like that, Guru and Krishna want to clean our heart. They want to, preach to us, teach to us, want to clean our heart, but we don't allow them. Hey! Private मामला. Private. उतना काफी है. So attachments are there. Here's the last point. Therefore, it takes some time to change the old pattern of thinking. Therefore, continued association, regular association, continued association required. It's not overnight. It's not that tomorrow I'll become pure devotee. 100%. It takes time. Now, if I say I started practicing Krishna consciousness when I was in 8th standard, it was way back in 2004. How many years?
21 years.
Almost
20 years.
21 years.
Still, I cannot say that I am pure. Even practicing for so long. Because so much dirt is there since time immemorial. So we have to practice, go on practicing till the end of our life. If you give up the process in middle, then success is not there. That's why we have to go on and on and on. And have faith. This morning I was giving example of Shabri. Shabri, Guru told, Ram will come. Don't worry. You just do service. She kept on doing service. She became old also. But she had faith on the words of Guru. And Ram came. Like that, we should have faith on the words of Krishna, Srila Prabhupada. And if I chant Hare Krishna 16 rounds every day, and if I follow the 4 little principles, my heart will definitely be purified and I will go back to God. Like that. So we'll quickly finish it. Main part of the session is already over. So you see, conscious mind, positive and negative. Now everything starts from the thoughts. Just you see what is behind the thoughts? What is just behind the thoughts? Memory. So the inputs which you give from your senses, from your eyes, ears, nose, tongue, skin, they are stored in the subconscious mind and becomes memory. And these memories generate thoughts. Therefore, we have to transform our memory from material to spiritual. Let us reframe our memory as spiritual memory. There was one real case, many cases. I'm telling you one devotee's mother. She was very elderly, so she got Alzheimer's disease. Alzheimer's means you भूल जाते हो आप सब कुछ. So she could not remember anything. Her own name, her children, husband, no one. The only thing she remembered was Hare Krishna. That's it. So actually, in one way, this was a great blessing. Because she will only think of Hare Krishna at the time of her death. She could not remember. Just, if anybody goes in front of her, she just smiles and says, Hare Krishna. That's all. She can't say anything. Because earlier she was practicing spiritual life so powerfully that Hare Krishna has entered in her consciousness so much that everything else she forgot. So therefore, if our memory, that's why you should take darshan of the deities with great absorption. You should study scriptures, chant Hare Krishna with great feelings. Associate devotees, chant and dance. So we will have powerful spiritual memories. We will have powerful spiritual memories. And spiritual memories are more even when you are alone. Currently, when we are alone, mind says, उठा ले मोबाइल, बहुत दिन हो गया, आज हो जाए, है कि नहीं? जब अकेले होते तो मन से बोलता है. But if the spiritual memories are more, even when you are alone, you will just. We went to that wonderful camp at Pune. Wow, that was so nice. Radha Vrindavan was so beautiful. Oh, that lecture I remember. What a beautiful point it was. Now many of you are going to go for Mayapur camp for Utkarsh in Mayapur in the month of June. There you will take darshan of Panchatattva, Radha Madhav, Narsingh Dev, Mother Ganga, hundreds, thousands of youths from all over India, from IITs, NITs and corporates, Radhesham Prabhu, Chaitanya Prabhu. And so if you, the more you attend this, even after coming, it was thought, I can still remember my Utkarsh camp. I'm sitting there in front of Prabhu, second row. I asked 2 questions. So those memories will, come in the mind even when you are alone, and they will give you a lot of spiritual inspiration. So memory we have to work, which comes from input, then the thought will automatically change. When the thought will change, consciousness will change, consciousness will change, attitudes will change, perceptions will change, behavior will change. You become a more refined person. So how I develop a positive or a negative attitude towards anything? By changing the thoughts. And the thoughts will change when you start giving the right inputs, which will change your memories. Right? See, some boy may be there, he might have watched a lot of porn before coming to spiritual life. Now those memories are so strong in his mind, which keep haunting him and keep forcing him to act wrongly. Today morning only we were hearing class from one devotee, the president of ISKCON Jain, Narendra Krishna Prabhu. He was saying he gives a lot of programs for police officer, IPS officer, judges and all. His preaching areas there, just imagine. So he went to one jail to give program. So he was talking to the superintendent. So he asked, why can you describe with what all crimes they have come? He told 85% criminals in the jail are because of some problem of dealing with the women. किसी ने रेप करा, किसी ने रेप अटेम्प्ट करा, किसी ने ट्रेन में किसी को छेड़ा, किसी ने ये करा. तो lust is the major cause of crime. बाकी 15% people are किसी ने पॉकेट मारा, किसी ने रॉबरी करा, किसी ने करा. Only 15%. 85% prisoners because of lust. So they have that kind of memory. But this memory, so if a boy is coming from such a background, that will haunt him. But you can transform it. You give bhakti impressions. This bhakti impressions will completely completely wash off this wrong tendencies. Mind will become pure. Like that. So in this way. So these are some tips for you to boost your willpower. Willpower is activated and intelligence is nourished by higher consciousness, wisdom that makes one taste higher spiritual experiences. So what you can do? If somebody can read one, quick. Studying
spirituality
systematically and applying in our everyday
in our
life.
everyday life.
This will reduce our
passions and ignorance.
yeah. Next.
Eating pure sattvic foods that is
God's
God's
Jaisa an
वैसा मन.
Vaisa man. ऐसा फूड है आपका, ऐसा मन भी उठा
Practices sattvic habits like rising every morning, offering prayers by chanting Hare Krishna. Giving the fact that mind, bad karma, and more hating and intoxication and diseases. Keeping good company that enhance positive spiritual life, like company of ill-hearted devotees of Lord.
So these are something, basically ABCD, association, book reading, chanting, devotional life, and all this is available to you in the centers called Gita Life. That is the purpose of our opening centers. We are opening the centers, organizing so much things to provide facilities to young people who are spiritually inclined, so that they can practice spiritually peacefully. They can get prasadam, they can get association, they can get facility for chanting and spiritual life easily. These are the purpose of the center. Someone should take advantage. This is the last line, which tells about when your willpower is strong and you are taking right spiritual association, you can perform all your duties. You have to play different roles in this world. Your roles, role as a son, role as a brother, role as an employee, you can play them very nicely. You can follow your right routines, your responsibilities, relationships from inside out. See the yellow circle? That yellow circle represents your innate qualities, peace, love, power, truth. And the red circle represents acquired qualities, experiences, attitudes, memories, this, that. So the acquired qualities, which are the outside circle, you will be able to function in them with the right understanding by developing your inner core, the spiritual core, which is the yellow innate qualities. Right? Then the positivity is generated from within. And no situation of this world can make you ever depressed, lonely, or all the problems which the modern day youths are facing. Even on the most difficult times of your life, you can be cheerful because you have understanding. So, and how we do that? By chanting Hare Krishna. This chanting of Hare Krishna is called the medicine for the diseased mind. Enechi oshadhi maya nashibar lagi Harinam ma mantra lao tumi magi. Enechi oshadhi maya. Ye maya which has captured all of us and made our consciousness diseased. What is the medicine for this maya? Enechi oshadhi maya नाशीवारा लागी. इस माया रूपी डिजीज को खत्म अगर करना है, इल्यूशन को, हरि नाम महामंत्र, होली नेम ऑफ कृष्णा, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. Both by kirtan and by chanting. So degree we absorb. Chanting is the only thing which will increase your willpower, and that willpower will then give you the strength to choose the right association, and the right association will change your wrong, which is coming from upbringings, past conditionings, false ego. Everything can change. Change is possible, and everything starts from willpower, which is built by chanting Hare Krishna. Right? Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare